All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Uh, here before you tonight. Here before you tonight. Let me hold on. Wait for somebody to come on. Um, all praises. Uh, Hold on, let me is this gonna be a good one? All praises, all praises. All praises. Okay. To go ahead and get started. I had to put that on. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Always giving my honor and my glory to the Elohim and to his son Christ. I come before you tonight to discuss the two differences between Mount Sinai and Mount Horeb. Now we're about to understand. The Most High has put this on my mind to go over, and He gave me the scriptures to go over. I won't be for you long tonight. This is going to be a good one, and it's going to explain some things and hopefully bring some folks into the new covenant here. This should explain a lot. Okay. Now, first things first. We're going to go over to. Let's go over to Hebrews. Galatians. First, let's go to Galatians 4. All right. So let's go over to Galatians 4. Get started in this early so we can end this early. Okay, we're going to go to Galatians chapter 4 tonight. And understand what it's talking about. We're going to understand what it's talking about here. All right. We're going to get into why a lot of folks are still under sin if you are under the old covenant. And I'm going to show you in the old. Okay, I'm going to show you in the old. All right. So let's go to, like I said, Galatians 4. I'm going to start at 23 through 25. Okay. 23 through 25. But he was of the bondwoman. You know what? First, let's start at 21. Let's back it up and start at Galatians 4:21. This is going to be a good one for all of Israel to hear, even for your so-called leaders. Put them on to this video because they're going to have some explaining to do after this video. They're going to have to break it down to you guys after this video. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. We're gonna get to the meat of the things here. Galatians 4, we're gonna start at 21. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. Did you just hear that? He said, this is pretty much, he had said, tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, Do ye not hear the law? It's about to get good. For it is written that Abraham had two sons. The verse 22. The one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was by promise. Was by promise, right? That's why it said that those who are of Abraham, not even though you're born of Abraham, you're not all of the Most High seed, right? Because you have to be born of the promise. What was the promise? That even goes back to Abraham, right? Okay, verse 24. Which things are an allegory. Now that allegory is going to be deep for you, okay? It's deep. Who things are an allegory. You know what? Hold on, I got to share this video real quick. I have to share this video real quick. Before I even keep going, I got to share this in the group real quick. Before I even keep on going, I have to share this in the group. Share there. Hold on real quick, guys. I so apologize. I should have did this before I even started. Gotta share this in the group real quick. Right here. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Now, make sure it's shared. Yep, it's shared. Okay, so 24 again. But I'm gonna start over since I just shared it. I'm gonna start over in verse 21. All right, so we can get this from the beginning. All right, now verse 20, Galatians 4, verse 21. It said, "Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law?" So let me say this. Let me stop and say, we hope to get some hearers of the word tonight. All right. We hope to get some hearers of the word tonight. All right. Now, verse 22, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he was of the but he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. Okay, so one was born after the flesh and one was born after the promise. Like I said, that's why scripture says all those who are born of Abraham are not born after the promise. They're not the seed of Hamashiach. Verse 24, which things are an allegory. Now we're going to hold on to that word allegory because I'm about to show you the allegory in just a minute. For these are the two covenants. Okay, so the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage. Okay, so the one from Mount Sinai gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. So we're gonna dive into Mount Sinai's covenant. Okay, we gonna go into that. All right. For this verse 25, let's just finish this out. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, in answer to Jerusalem, which is now is in bondage with her children. Right? But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Now, let's go ahead and let's dive into Mount Sinai's covenant. Okay. Well, before that, before we even go there, let's now tackle this. Let's tackle this first. Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah 31. We're going to go to Jeremiah 31 real quick, okay? All praises, man. Those who have ears, let them hear what the Spirit is saying unto the church at this moment, okay? Because we're going to break it down. Jeremiah 31 and 32. Let's start at 31. Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Watch this, verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. He said, not according to the covenant which I made with their fathers, right? In the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they broke, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. Let's read verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Now, this is very important. Verse 33 is going to be very important here. He said, but this shall be the covenant which I shall make with the house of Israel. After those days, okay, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward part, in their heart, right? The heart is this is just a vessel that pumps blood. So we know when you talk about the heart, he's talking about the mind, right? But I will put my law in their inward part and write it in their hearts. So he's gonna write it in your heart, right? And they and will be their God, and they shall be my people. Hold on real quick. Let me get my, because I might have some comments going on. So let me make this public real quick so that people can comment if they need. All right. All right. Now, so he said he's going to put it in your inward part, right? This is Jeremiah 31 and 33. I just read 31 through 33. Now, let's go now to, I want to get a precept for that that's going to back that up. So let's now go to let's go to Hebrews 8 real quick. And then I'm going to go and show you the covenant in Mount Sinai. Okay. Let's start at Hebrews 8, verse 8. For finding fault with them, let's go up, matter of fact, verse 6. Let's start at verse 6. Now, let's start at verse 5. Verse 5. Who served unto the example in shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For, see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. Verse 6. But now have he obtained a more excellent ministry. For by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant. So the Most High, the Messiah, is the mediator of a better covenant now, right? Which was established upon better promises. Now, we just read in Galatians 4 how he said that the free woman They were after the covenant of promises, right? All right. So this is precepting. Hey, this is a better a better covenant, right? A new covenant, a better covenant established on better promises, right? Verse 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. And so not according to that covenant which he made when the Most High led them out of the land of Egypt, right? So why are we still practicing that same customs if he said not according to that covenant, right? Let's finish it up because now we're about to go to the old and cut away at it, right? Because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Verse 10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. After those days, I will put my laws into their mind. Right? Okay. Jeremiah 31 said in their heart. We know that this is just a vessel that pumps blood in and out. So what is the heart? He said, I'll put my laws into their mind. Right? Into their mind. And write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Right here, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for he shall know me from the least to the greatest. Now, let's now go over to Exodus. I'm going to start at 19. Start at 19, right? Let's start at 19. 19, I'm going to start at 1. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. They came into the wilderness of Sinai, right? For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. Okay, so this is Mount Sinai right here. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord came unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Let me now jump to 5. And therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine. And ye shall, verse 6, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Now, let's go down to, let's skip around here a little bit. Let's go to 11, verse 11, Exodus 19 and 11. And be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Right? Now, let's jump down to 20. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. Let's finish this out to 25 now. And the Lord said unto Moses, go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze. and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, set bounds about the mount and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, always get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priest and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Now, so this was Moses, chapter 19, Exodus 19 is showing you how they was in the mount, they was in the wilderness of Mount Sinai, right? Okay. And Moses were to go up unto the Lord to get what the Lord had for him to come bring forth to the people. Now let's continue in chapter 20. I'm going to start at the first verse, and I'm going to read down to not 16. And God said, verse 1, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Okay, wait. This is Sinai, the first covenant, right? That is about to come through with the law, right? It called it the house of bondage, right? Okay. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. We were supposed to keep his commandments from the jump. Verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. For all the people saw the thunderings in the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let God speak with us, lest we die. Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before you, before your faces, that ye not seeing. All right. So we could read furthermore too, and there's a lot of laws and everything, which sacrifices, altars, and all the way to 24 is where you're gonna get a lot of more laws, right? Okay. Now let's now go to the covenant that was on Mount Horeb. Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy 4. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. How about Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai? Okay, let's go to Genesis. Deuteronomy. I feel like I'm missing something though. But let's go to Deuteronomy 4 now. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Okay, I'm gonna read it all. Then we're gonna. Sorry, hold on. I'm not gonna read all of this. I forget. Hold on. I think I wanted to read 5, not 4. Let's read let's read verse 5. Sorry. I mean chapter 5, sorry. Deuteronomy chapter 5. We're gonna start at verse 1. I'm gonna read all am I gonna read all of it? I think I'm gonna read all of it. Then I'm gonna read 6. Very important. Listen to verse. Now, this is what was given on Mount Horeb. Okay. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I spake in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Okay, now this is the covenant in Horeb now, right? We already went over the Mount Sinai, which gives you all your feast days and all that, right? Exodus, Leviticus gives you all that, right? Feast days and new moons and everything, right? Okay. Now times is changing. Horeb now. Horeb. Hold on. So we have it from Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. Now we're about to go to Deuteronomy. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. So we read the covenant in Sinai that was given to the fathers. Now we're going to read this covenant that was given in Horeb. 4. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. This was, so verse 4 is talking about the mount, how the Lord spoke with them in Mount Sinai, right? So now Moses is bringing to remembrance the covenant in Mount Sinai. Parentheses right here in verse 5. I stood between the Lord and you at that time to show you the word of the Lord. For ye were afraid by reason of the fire and went not up into the mount, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. That law gendereth to bondage, as Galatians 4 says. Let's continue. Verse 7. So he about to run down the things that were done in Mount Sinai, right here in verse 7. See, I think people get this mixed up. They hit Deuteronomy and feel like it's still the same law. He's just telling you. He about to run down the things that was read, as we read, in what? Exodus 20. Let's run them down again, because he about to say the things that was done. Thou shalt have none other God before me. Thou shalt not make thee engraven image. Thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Hold on real quick. All right, verse 9. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. What generation are we in? We in the fourth. This is why we still see the curses that was done in Deuteronomy 28 to this day, because our fathers have sinned. That's why the Most High, the Messiah, came and had to shed his blood to bridge us back, right, from under that curse, right? Come on, somebody got to hear me now. Let's finish reading. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. What is his commandment? One of them is, what do you say? Love him and keep his commandment. What is his commandment? What is one of them? Go read John 3:3-7. He said, you must. Don't must. Ain't that a commandment? You must be born again of the water and of the spirit. Why did he say in Galatians 4 that you are his if you are under the promise, not of the flesh? He said the bondmaid was born of the flesh, but the free woman after the promise, aka spirit. Huh? Tie this in, Israel. Let's come back to his commandments, as he just said it here in verse 10. Let's read verse 10 again. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. But wait, in verse 9, he just said how he gonna punish those that hate him, right? He said, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? But if you hate him, what? This is what's going to happen. That curse is going to still be on you. Huh? That's why Isaiah 34, real quick, let's go to it. Isaiah 34, then we got to come back to Deuteronomy. Isaiah 34 in verse 5. Let's read it real quick. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So being here in Idumea, right? If you are under his curse, what? Of the old letter. You want to still do things by the flesh and not by the spirit, right? Huh? You don't want to follow his commandments. You think it's all about a law that he done away with, right? Back to Deuteronomy. Let's finish this out. Deuteronomy 5. Let's read 9 again, 9 and 10. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy upon thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. Now let me stop there. Doesn't this sound familiar? Didn't we read this in Exodus 20? He's just going over the mount. He's just going over what it gave you in Mount Sinai. But he's about to tell you what it is to do in Mount Horeb, though. Let's finish this out. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Didn't we just read about this in Exodus 20? Now he's telling you what mountain. He's telling you what mountain he did. What he did. Just read verse 5. Read verse 4 and 5. It says, the Lord talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Lord and you at that time to show you the word of the Lord. Then now he's showing you, he's rehearsing what was said in Exodus 20 and Mount Sinai. Let's finish it out. Verse 13, 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor thy any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thou manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Commanded. Right? Honor thy father and thy mother as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor, neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words, now watch this, verse 22. These words the Lord spake unto all your assembly. Did I tell you that this was what was spoken in Exodus 20, 19 and 20? Huh? So let's read verse 22 again in Deuteronomy 5. These words the Lord These words the Lord spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire. That was Mount Sinai. This ain't the same Mount Horeb here. Of the cloud and of the thick darkness with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in the 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. This is Moses talking here. Huh? Y'all say y'all follow Moses? Well, hear his word. And it came to pass when ye heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And ye said, behold, the Lord our God hath showed us his glory in his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God doeth talk with him, doeth talk with men, and he liveth. Now, therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us if we hear the voice of the Lord our God anymore. Then we shall die. For who is there of of all flesh, that have heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have and lived. Go thy near and hear that the Lord our God shall say. Hear the Lord our God shall say, and speak thou unto us all that the Lord God shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it. Now, this is what the congregation, the assembly, said unto Moses. Moses is just rehearsing what was done in Mount Sinai. In verse 28, and the Lord heard the voice of your words. See, he heard the voice of your words. He's just talking to them now in Horeb. He's talking to them now in Mount Horeb about what he reminding them what they said in Mount Sinai. And the Lord said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of the people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such an heart in them. Oh, that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do therefore as the Lord your God has commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in the ways which the Lord your God hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye prolong your days in the land which ye possess it. In the land which ye shall possess. See, they were still supposed to do that law under the law of faith. They still failed. See? Now let's read Deuteronomy 6. Now let's see what he's going to say. Okay, so in Deuteronomy 5, he was in Mount Horeb, but he was rehearsing to them the things that was done in Mount Sinai. Let's see what he say in Horeb. Okay? Deuteronomy 6. Watch this. Now these are the commandments and statutes and the judgments which the Lord your God command to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Verse 3, hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that flows with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day in Mount Horeb shall be in thine heart. Oh, wow. How are we not in the new commandment? I mean, in the new covenant. Did he say, I'm going to write in those days, I'm going to write it in their heart? So what is he saying here in verse 6? Let's read it again. In these words which I command thee to this day shall be in thine heart. Wait. But in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, didn't he command for them to wear fringes, that it may be a fringe to them that they look upon? Right? That was of the fleshly order. See? That was under the fleshly order. Now here in Deuteronomy 6, He's teaching them on the inward part, huh? In your heart. Y'all say y'all go with scripture. Let's say what thus saith the Most High then. Explain this to me. Why is it in the heart now? Did he say after those days, I'll put it in their inward heart, in their mind? Let's finish reading. Verse 5 again. And thou shalt love the Lord with all thy God, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day in Mount Horeb, huh? Shall be in thine heart, huh? And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thy rest rises up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. Huh? Write them in your heart. Now in Deuteronomy 6, we're dealing with the heart of the matter. Huh? Come on now. We could go back to Hebrews 6. Huh? Where he said, I'm going to write it in their hearts and their mind. I just showed you where he said, right, he going to put them in your heart right here in Deuteronomy. This is in the old covenant. Right? This is in the old. Two different mounts we're dealing with here. That's why he said it's an allegory in Galatians 4 and 20. What was that? 24? That's why he said it's an allegory. And he told you between the two mounts, right? Wow. Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not, and wells dug, which thou duggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. You shall not go after other gods of the gods of the people which are round about you. For the Lord thy God is jealous among you, lest the anger of the Lord of thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God, as ye tempted him in Massah. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God and his testimony. His testimonies. What is his testimonies? What did he do? What is all his signs and wonders? Huh? Even in the New Testament, how he what? How he healed. Huh? Faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Huh? It was evidence of things not seen even in the old. When he parted the Red Sea, he wasn't there physically, right? But that was the evidence of things that was not seen. Huh? Follow his signs and his testimonies. He gives you commandments right here in Deuteronomy 6 in Mount Horeb, not Sinai. All praises. Let's finish this out. And his statutes, which he have commanded thee. Oh, praises. Be glory to the Most High. Verse 18. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go and possess the good land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thy enemies from before thee, as the Lord has spoken. This is why Deuteronomy 28 happened. First of all, he said keep his statutes and his judgments too. We didn't keep his judgments. Why? Well, he commanded us to drive out the heathen from among us. Drive them out of that land. Did we do that? No, we didn't. Right? What did we do? We went in, and we supped with them. Let's finish this out. I see devils coming on. See, this is what Pharisees do. They get on here and talk. Come into his covenant. And you will see that all things is good. Or as it said, you're going to be judged. What was to possess the good land which the Lord thy God sware unto their fathers? Watch this, verse 19. To cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as the Lord has spoken. They didn't cast them out. What did Ephraim do? What did Israel do? They went in and mixed themselves among the Egyptians, as the word has said, right? We can read that in Hosea. Ezekiel 16. Let's go to Ezekiel 16. What is this? I'm stopped at Deuteronomy 6 and 19. Let's read Ezekiel 16 real quick. We're going to see what Israel did. Let's start out in verse 4. Ezekiel 16, verse 4. And as for thy natively, in the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. Well, let's read who this about. Well, you can read that in verse 1, 2, and 3, down to 4. This is about Israel. Ephraim, really. This is about Ephraim, right? Now let's go down. Let's jump down to 24. Let's read 25. And thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and hast made thy beauty to be abhorred, and hast opened thy foot to everyone that passed by, and multiplied thy whoredoms. Now wait, beauty. Haven't the Most High always called Israel, Ephraim, beautiful? Joseph's firstborn, he called Israel beautiful, comely, right? So this is talking about Israel, Ephraim here. Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, great of flesh, and hast increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. Because 27. Behold, therefore I have stretched out my hand over thee, and have diminished thine ordinary food, and delivered thee unto the will of them that hate thee, the daughters of the Philistines, which are ashamed of thy lewd way. Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou wast unsuitable. Yeah, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith. Right? So this is what Ephraim has done. Israel has done. Right? Now, let's go back to Deuteronomy, what was that? 6 and 19. Verse 21. No, let's read 20 one more time. And when thy son asked thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God has commanded you? Question mark. 21. Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes, and brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness, right? It didn't say it shall be the of the flesh. It said righteousness. What is righteousness? Spiritual, right? If we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us, right? So he wrote the law in your heart, as he explained in Deuteronomy 6. Two different time frames, two different mounts. Let's go back to Galatians. I'm gonna close it out with this again. Close it out with Deuteronomy. I'm gonna start at 4 this time. I mean, verse 1. All praises, man. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is as long as he is a child, differs nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the father. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, right? That we might receive the adoption of sons. Come on. And because ye are sons, God hath made forth the spirit of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Right? Oh, come on. That's why David said, you got to come to him with a broken and a contrite heart, a broken and a contrite spirit. Ho, our Elohim will not despise. Psalms 51. He's dealing with the heart of the matter now. As Deuteronomy in the Mount of Horeb has said. Come on. This just said it. All praises. And because ye are sons, God hath sent forth the spirit of his son into your heart, crying, Abba, Father. Wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of the Elohim through Christ, aka Hamashiach. You are heir of the Father through Christ. Howbeit then, when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods. But now, after that ye have known God, or rather are known of God, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage? Verse 10, ye observe days and months and times and years. I am afraid of you, lest I have bestowed upon you labor in vain. Y'all laboring in vain. Y'all looking at the moons and stuff. Y'all don't know y'all serving other gods. Brethren, I beseech you, be as I am, for I am as ye are, and have not injured me at all. For know how through infirmity of the flesh I preached the gospel unto you at first. And my temptation which was in my flesh, ye despised not. The temptation as he was in the flesh, what? Under the law. Didn't Paul say that he was Paul was a Pharisee, right? They didn't despise that work though, right? When he was persecuting the disciples of Christ, right? And putting the saints in jail, right? Pharisees don't despise that work, but let them talk about the gospel now. And it's a problem. They want to kill him, right? Verse 14 again, in my temptation which was in my flesh, ye despised not, nor rejected, but received me as an angel of God, even as Hamashiach Yahushua. Where is then the blessedness ye spake of? For I bear you record that if it had been possible, ye would have plucked out your own eyes and have given them to me. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? They zealously affect you, but not well. Yeah, they would exclude you that ye might affect them. But it is good to be zealously affected always in a good thing, and not only when I am present with you. My little children, of whom I travail in birth again until Christ be formed in you. I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? Now watch this with fresh eyes now, and fresh ears. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. which things are an allegory for these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is, and is in bondage with her children. How's it in bondage? Because y'all still doing the things of bondage. Let's finish this out. Let's just read it all the way to 31. Verse 26. But Jerusalem is, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry, that thou travailest not. For the desolate hath many more children than she which hath an husband. The children of the promise is those who have the husband. Why? Because they got Christ. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. This is Paul speaking. Whose covenant is he under? He's under that second covenant. He's under that covenant of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free. Why? Because we are no longer under the bondage, that curse. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. I give honor and glory to the Elohim, to his son, the Hamashiach. With that I say,